Only the top 2 to 3% of American households are able to make $300,000 per year. And I asked you guys how much you want to be making by 40 years old, and 70% of you guys said at least $250,000 per year. Also, the average American only makes about $50,000 per year, so this means you could either save or spend 6 times more than the average American. With that being said, I'm going to show you how much house you could afford, how much car you could afford, and how much you could expect to retire with if you're making $300,000 per year. So first of all, what jobs actually pay $300,000 per year? Well, I found this list right here, and you can see looking through it, it's mostly just like doctors and lawyers and big professional careers that do require a lot of background. But here's the thing, it's not completely limited to those career paths, because a lot of people who start their own business or their own social media page, they do end up making a pretty good salary, either close to this or even in some cases above that. So $300,000 per year sounds like a crazy amount of money. That's an awesome salary to have, but just wait until you see the taxes on this. So after state, federal, and other taxes, you're gonna have about $120,000 taken out of your 300K salary, which leaves you with $180,000 to cover your expenses and save with. Now, the rule for how much house you can afford is that no more than 25% of your monthly take-home pay should be going into your mortgage payment. So if we take 25% of $180,000 and then divide that number by 12, we get $3,750 per month that we can be putting into a mortgage or rent payment. If we go ahead and jump over to a mortgage payment calculator, enter $660,000, 30-year loan, 5.5% interest rate, we get that exact monthly payment. This means we can afford about a $660,000 house, but what does that actually look like? So here's the first example. I found this one in Texas. It's $620,000, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3,000 square feet, and this house looks pretty nice from the outside, but just wait until you see the inside. I think that the inside of this looks absolutely beautiful. No complaining living in a house like this one, and even the outside, it looks pretty nice. You have a nice backyard. It looks like you could even have your own garden if you wanted out here. Here's another example, $618,000. This one's in Huntersville, North Carolina, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,400 square feet, and I think the outside of this one looks a little bit nicer in my opinion, and the inside of this, once again, it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a little bit of a different style, but I still absolutely love this. But what would one of these lifestyle review videos be without showing you an expensive area? So I found this one in Seattle, Washington for $650,000, and look at this. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,400 square feet, and yes, this is literally all that you get. There is not much to show here. Just take a look at this house for a second, and then look at this one. Those are the same price, so choose your location wisely. So next up, the rule for how much car you can afford is that no more than 50% of your annual income should be invested into your cars. So if we take $180,000, divide that by 2, we get $90,000 that we can have in cars, which is pretty nice. With up to $90,000 in cars, we could easily buy our whole family reliable cars, or if we're just by ourselves and our significant other, we could easily have a nice luxury vehicle or even a sports car for ourselves. But always remember that the less you have in depreciating assets, no matter how much you make, the better. All right, but now let's get into the interesting part. So how much would you be able to save and retire with if you're making $300,000 per year? Well, a typical financial rule is that you should save about 15% of your income every month or year. So if we take 15% of $180,000 and divide that number by 12, we get $2,250 per month that we should be investing. If we jump over to a compound interest calculator and enter $0 for the initial investment, because let's say we have no money right now, and then $2,250 for that monthly contribution, and let's say we started doing this at 30 years old. So we're saving from 30 with the plan of retiring at 65. So 35 years, 8% interest rate. If we hit calculate, we can see we would retire with almost $5 million. And even though that sounds like a ton of money, if you're making $300,000 per year, you can set yourself up a lot better than that, because check this out. If we look at our take-home pay, which is $180,000, and then subtract how much we're actually investing, which is only $27,000 per year, that means we're spending $153,000 per year. Why would we do that? So with those numbers in mind, I would say try to save like 30% of a $300,000 salary, because why spend like 4, 5, 6 times more than you're saving? If we change that monthly contribution to $4,500, which is 30% instead of 15%, and keep all the numbers the same, but hit calculate this time, we're retiring with $9.3 million, and we're still able to spend over $100,000 per year. But what's even better than that is if you did choose this route, look at your passive income once you retire. You would be getting $750,000 per year in free money if you're getting an 8% interest rate, which is absurd. Make sure you also check out what income most people make right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.